Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Keller Field for tonight's match between the Wheaton College Thunder and your Carthage College Lady Reds. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups first for the visiting Thunder. In goal, number 0, Warren Ketchum. Number 3, Carney Blake. Number 4, Sarah Tomich. Number 10, Molly Thorne. Number 13, Izzy McNally. Number 14, Bailey Wolf. Number 15, Isabel Oliver. Number 16, Sarah Baki. Number 17, Tori Sealand. Number 18, Sophia Lindquist. And number 20, Jensen Ellis. The head coach of Wheaton is Pete Falsky. He is assisted by Cesar Gomez and Sarah Gadera. And now the starting lineup for your Lady Reds. In goal, number 0, Sarah Leifrig. Number 5, Kelsey Dano. Number 6, Rachel Blair. Number 9, Samantha Sisto. Number 10, Malika Bigarandabi. Number 11, Nicole Mitty. Number 14, Erin Otto. Number 15, Morgan Verbetten. Number 16, JC Kent. Number 18, Libby Snyder. And number 30, Blaze Butler. The head coach of Carthage is Ian Wilson. He is assisted by Alexis Fallbeck and Danielle Malat. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to Carthage Lady Reds Soccer. I'm John Bruning, and the Wheaton Thunder are in town this evening to take on our Lady Reds. The Wheaton Thunder, of course, the toughest team in the CCIW. They're coming off 2 straight conference championships. Carthage, though, also coming off of 2 straight wins, as well as 2 straight wins at home, so they should give them a good contest this evening. Wheaton, of course, has been an excellent team for a number of years in the CCIW. They have won 2 straight conference championships. Last year they were undefeated in conference play at 8-0. In 2017 they were 7-0-1. So they have not lost a conference game since 2017. They have gone undefeated this year at 6-0 as well in the conference. They are 14-1-1 overall. Their only losses on the season, only one loss on the season, when it came to Washington University in St. Louis, and that was a 2-1 loss in double overtime. So there will be a tough test for Carthage tonight, but Carthage should be up for it. And we have a kickoff. Wheaton takes over possession in their half of the field. It is a terrible night here at Carthage, unfortunately. There's about a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind coming directly out of the north. It's about 35 degrees at kickoff, and there has been rain off and on this evening too, so it's a little bit damp around the field as well. So it will be a difficult night for both teams, certainly. Talking to Coach Ian Wilson before the game, he was hoping that maybe this bad weather and travel would throw Wheaton off, and he was hoping to be able to steal a point from Wheaton tonight here at Art Keller Field. It will be a difficult ask for Carthage, certainly, as Wheaton has not even given up a goal in conference play yet this season, so it's going to be difficult for Carthage to get one, but they are also having a good season at 4-1-1 in conference play so far. They're currently in 4th place in the conference. Coach Wilson, I talked to before the game, and he was suggesting that the conference tournament is really the goal for Carthage now this season, and so they're looking to maintain that 4th position in the conference so that they can make that conference tournament and get in for the first time in several years. Wheaton has some possession down the right-hand side to begin the game, although Carthage will have a throw-in on that far side. I believe that's Rachel Blair playing on that. Has some possession here in midfield. She tries to find Morgan Verbetten on the right-hand side, but it is intercepted. Wheaton takes possession there, starts moving it up the pitch. They go deep into that far corner, but a little bit too far for the left wing. So Carthage keeper Sarah Lufrid will have a goal kick from her own penalty area. I'm sorry, it looks like there was an offside call on the play, so Carthage will have a free kick. J.C. Kent takes those free kicks in her own end. She takes it long, trying to find someone in the middle of the field. Libby Snyder tries to chase it down. Kelsey Dano is also there. But Wheaton takes possession and starts to move into the Carthage end. Back on the right-hand side, Rachel Baer tries a clearance. Wheaton does have it down in the corner. Attempts the cross, but it is blocked there by the Carthage defense. Wheaton will have a throw-in on that far side. They try to work the ball infield, but it is cleared by J.C. Kent. Libby Snyder is there. And And the ball is moved upfield, trying to find Wheaton on that far side. Infield, that's Nicole Liddy. In midfield, she makes a nice move there. It goes back to Samantha Sisto, who had 2 goals in the last game. Wheaton tries to go up this left-hand side. They seem to be trying to work that left-hand side a little bit. Sarah Leifrig comes out of her area and just knocks the ball out of bounds, safety first. Wheaton will have a throw in on this near side. Arenado makes a nice defensive play there. Nicole Liddy brings it upfield. Samantha Sisto on the right-hand side here, but is unable to maintain possession. Wheaton gets the ball back, and they have it deep in the Carthage zone. They clear it. Samantha Sisto holds up play there. Butler clears it up the field. Libby Snyder does a nice job there to hold on to it, but unfortunately there's a giveaway, and Wheaton does pick up the ball. Wheaton has some possession on the far side. Rachel Blair intercepts. Malaika Bigir-Ndavi. And Nicole Nitty has possession in midfield, loses possession, and that will be a Wheaton throw. That goes the other way. Carthage will have a throw in. Nice play there by Samantha Sisto. She gets it to Libby Snyder, who turns, tries to center it to Kelsey Dano, who was coming through, but she wasn't able to. It's Malaika Bigir-Ndavi in the center of the park. She makes a nice move there. Another nice move. Trying to find Libby Snyder. Libby's had some good action so far. Kelsey Dano plays the ball through to Morgan Verbetten. She tries to get there, but the Wheaton keeper is out on the scene. Good little through ball there, almost connected. Wheaton brings it up the far side. Long run. And a shot over the net. About a 30 or 40 yard run there from the Wheaton player. Decided to let a shot loose. They are playing with the wind right now, Wheaton, so a shot from distance might not be a bad idea. With the wind blowing the way it is, pretty hard from north to south. They are moving north to south. Carthage playing against the wind here, so that's going to be difficult, especially on a long free kick like that one. Malaika Bigir-Ndavi again with some fancy footwork in the middle of the park. It's a very nice play to get through there. Excellent hustle to get the ball to Libby Snyder, who tries to turn, but it's Sarah Tomic, their All-American defender, in the way. She tries to move it into the center. Carthage blasts it wide to the near side. That's Samantha Sisto is playing on the right. She tries to feed Arenado in, but it's intercepted. Bigir-Ndavi again in the middle with a nice interception. She tries to go far side to Verbetten. Verbetten tries to feed Libby Snyder in, but Wheaton is there. Wheaton keeper has it just on the edge of her box. They're getting some nice connections on passes up the right-hand side there. They seem to be working both sides of the pitch fairly effectively. That one goes deep into the far corner, but a little bit too far, and rolls out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for Carthage. J.C. Kent is back to take that. She takes most of Carthage's free kicks on both sides of the pitch, really. She boots it upfield, but Carthage is unable to control, and it will go the other way. Wheaton will have a throw in on the far side. Wheaton also has a super sophomore, Ava Graber. Ava was the CCIW Newcomer of the Year last year in 2018. She was also second team All-CCIW. Ava is number 5 on the pitch tonight. She and Morgan Verbetten are two of the top scorers and shot takers in the CCIW this season. They're both high in the statistical pantheon of CCIW players this season. And that just sophomores, so they'll have good battles for a few years to come. Carthage moves up the left-hand side. That is Verbetten. She gets a shot away, but it's right at the keeper. A pretty easy save there, but always a good idea to get a shot off on a night like this. Wheaton gets possession deep in their own end, play it out to the side. Trying to make a move. Rachel Bear trying to stick with her. It comes right down in front. Wheaton has possession. And that will be a goal kick. That got out in front. Rachel Leifer didn't get much purchase on it there. It looked like she tried to make a save, but did sort of drop it right out in front. But unfortunately for Wheaton, they were not able to connect. Fortunately for Carthage, the ball goes wide, and we still have a 0-0 draw. About 10 minutes into the game so far, no score here at Art Keller Field. Wheaton has had a fair amount of the possession, although Carthage has also had a couple of chances. Wheaton comes down the left-hand side now. That's knocked out of bounds by Arenado, and that will be a corner kick for Wheaton on the near side. Looks like they may or may not play. Crosses the touchline before it reaches the goal, so that'll be a goal kick for Carthage. The corner doesn't come to much, so far Carthage seems to be staying with Wheaton pretty well. JC Kent back to take the free kick again against the wind. Move it up there. Verbetten puts a little pressure on the defender. Keeper comes way out of the net. Carthage puts a little pressure on trying to get control of the ball back. Arenado with a nice play. She finds Nicole Liddy in the center of the field. Liddy tries to find Sisto, who's playing kind of a right wing position right now, sort of a right wing back. She's playing a little bit further forward now, actually more of a right wing. That ball did go out of bounds, signaled by the referee. So that will be a Carthage throw on the near side. Arenado takes it over. Carthage has found some luck so far using Libby Snyder as kind of an outlet, as they do here. Libby holds the ball up. Not able to make that turn, though. She's got that great defender, Sarah Tomic, who's playing right on her back, and it's difficult to make that turn with such a strong defender on your back. There's Tomic. She tries to find one of her teammates further upfield, but it does go out, and that'll be a Carthage throw. Sisto tries to get possession up the right-hand side. Wheaton has it on the far right-hand side now, bringing it in field. But Blair makes a nice play for the Black. Verbetten now picks it up in midfield. She's got speed. She tries to find Snyder, who does get the ball in front of Tomic. She feeds it back to Verbetten, but Verbetten can't quite beat Tomic to the ball. Tomic too strong again in the center of defense. So far they have not really found a way to get around her yet. But they do have strong offensive players in there with Wheaton and Sisto coming off a couple of goals. Libby Snyder with her size and strength in there. Wheaton, it's fumbled. Oh, Libby Snyder was right on the scene, had the keeper fumbled it just a little bit further. I think Libby Snyder could have gotten a toe to that ball, but almost a good chance. Probably one of the best chances so far. Definitely Carthage's best chance so far of the game. Nice cross in there by Morgan Wheaton. Comes Isabel Oliver for Wheaton. They do feed it out to the right-hand side again, trying for that cross from the right. The flag is up for offside. No goal. That was a close call. Wheaton was celebrating their goal, but fortunately for Carthage anyway, there was an offsides on the play. And so it will just be a free kick, and we remain 0-0 15 minutes into the game. Wheaton picks up the ball in midfield, skips past a couple of Carthage players. Rachel Blair reads that well. She finds Wheaton trying to make the turn, and she was fouled. That'll be a free kick to Carthage. Kent comes up to take it. She takes it quickly, trying to find Wheaton up there on the left-hand side. She does get possession of it, makes a nice turn, running down that left-hand side. She crosses it in, but it's cleared by the Wheaton defense. Wheaton does have strong passers in that midfield. They're going down that right-hand side again. They keep trying to find joy down that right-hand side. Kent gets over, though, and is on the scene to knock that ball out of bounds. Will be a goal kick to Carthage. Will be a Carthage throw on the far side. Wheaton again at 14-1-1 is ranked 7th right now in the country for Division III schools, according to Coaches USA, which is the primary place where we determine those rankings, as well as some of the All-American honors. They are the second-ranked team in the Midwest, I believe, in the NCAA Division III poll right now, second only to Washington University in St. Louis, which is their only loss of the season in that double overtime 2-1 loss. They're a very strong team, and they're showing it tonight, moving the ball around very well. Try to go through the center there. Again, there was an offside. Trying to get behind those defenders and get those crosses in from wide positions. You can certainly see their strategy. They got a really strong midfield. Coach Wilson was telling me before the game that they tend to play 6 players in midfield. Sort of a 3-6-1 essentially is what they play. So they really do have at least one extra player in midfield, and he's been working with his team this week in preparation, trying to control those 6 midfielders and trying to get into some of the passing lanes. He was talking about that was something he was really working with the team trying to get done. You can certainly see it when Wheaton has the ball. They do have an incredibly strong midfield. They're moving the ball really effectively in there. They haven't found the right cross yet, but they've certainly had a lot of opportunities out here. Here's another one that comes into the middle, but it is cleared by Carthage out of the box. A shot comes in though, and Sarah Leifert with a beautiful save palms the ball over the crossbar. It's a shot from distance at the windy conditions and the rain, the wet ball. That's a very difficult save to make. Sarah Leifert makes a really nice save to knock that ball over the bar. They will have a corner, of course, on that far side. It's taken into the center, headed out. I think that was Kelsey Dano who got the head on that. Comes all the way back. The defense, Rachel Blair, makes another nice interception. She's had several of those, keeping that wide player at bay, or at least keeping the ball away from her. Dano with some nice hustle there to get the ball back. Verbetten on that right-hand side tries to play it back to Dano, but it is controlled. Tomic at the center of that defense at the back. Arenado is playing very aggressively on this right-hand side, getting in the way, but it will be a Wheaton throw on this near side. Wheaton tries to go into the center. Big Irandavi is there, but they do gain possession. Carthage just looks a little bit outnumbered in that midfield, so trying to figure out a way around that's going to be the difficulty. They are getting some crosses in. There's another one that comes into the box. But Carthage has played a strong central defense. When the ball has come in there, they've been there to head it away thus far. This one comes all the way across the field into this near corner. Wheaton does have possession there. Arenado trying to play some defense. Gets around her. She moves into the box. It's moved towards the net and over the net. Off the deflection. It did, I think, the first initial shot caromed off a Carthage defender, and then the rebound was skied over the net by the Carthage player. J.C. Kent is back now. Also beats her defender to it. She has some space there. The keeper is out, and it's a goal! Carthage gets on the board first here at Keller Field in the 21st minute. Libby Snyder. Here's the replay. You can see her there. The keeper comes far out, and Libby just buries it just inside the near post. And Carthage takes the lead 1-0. That is the first goal that Wheaton has given up this season in the CCIW. They have not been behind so far all year. So this is an incredible result so far for Carthage. Hopefully they can build on that goal and get a win here tonight against Wheaton. That's a great goal. Really well played. Some excellent interplay there. Samantha Sisto, Libby Snyder involved in that build-up. Played a little 1-2 there. Both of them hustled and getting to the ball before the Wheaton defenders. And just a beautiful passage of play for Carthage. And it results in a goal. So this is an unexpected result so far. Obviously, we're still fairly early in the game. Just about 25 minutes in, but halfway through the first half. Wheaton has had many chances, but Carthage has the goal. Libby Snyder with one more goal on the season. One of Carthage's top scorers this year. In fact, Libby is the second leading scorer now. That would be her 5th goal of the season. Megan Burdett is first on the team with 7. Libby second with 5 goals now and 1 assist. So she is the second leading scorer for this Carthage squad. Wheaton trying to answer. It's always, of course, a danger when you score to make sure that you defend and not give that goal right back to the other team. That would be demoralizing, certainly. So far, Carthage has defended stoutly. Wheaton has it again down in that far corner, going for another cross. It's bouncing around in front. Never a good thing. And a goal on the other end. Wheaton scores going the other direction. It just unfortunately, rolled across the line. Here you'll be able to see hopefully a replay on that one. So right after scoring the big goal, Wheaton comes back and scores within a minute or a minute and a half. So unfortunately, Carthage gives that goal right back, and now it's a 1-1 draw. So we'll have to look for another goal. Got to take heart from that first one, but unfortunately, as so often happens, they give that goal right back. Wheaton comes right back down the field on their next piece of possession and gets the ball across the line. Snyder working hard there in the center of the field. J.C. Kent boots it up to the Wheaton defense. They try to play it through, but Arenado is there. Nicole Middy now in the center. She tries to move it wide, but it's intercepted. And Wheaton takes possession once again. Wheaton with that cross from that far side. They are getting a lot of those. Finally capitalized on one. And got possession again, and they're in attack once more. And another goal for Wheaton. 2 goals within 3 minutes of play. Unfortunately for Carthage, Wheaton has scored again here at Keller Field. So within just a few minutes, Carthage gets their first goal and let in 2 goals, and now trail Wheaton 2-1. No, Coach Wilson will be disappointed in that. He was talking to me about before the game about the team's mental focus and that they really needed to be focused, and I know he'll be disappointed to see them give up those 2 goals in rapid succession, especially after scoring a goal. Letting up the concentration certainly is unfortunate. Wheaton's very tough, of course, and there's lots of time to play. We've only played about 30 minutes so far, so there's sure to be more goals in the game here tonight. Hopefully they'll go Carthage's way. Couple of substitutions now. Samantha Sisto has gone off. And Courtney Lee has come on, number 8, so he'll be on this near side. Sisto, of course, had 2 goals in the last Carthage game. Courtney Lee has also been a scorer several times for Carthage so far this season. Scored some really exciting goals, so hopefully she'll be able to put one in here tonight. Wheaton tries to make a turn on that far side. It looks like Carthage is readying another substitution, but they'll have to wait until they're in possession of the ball. Wheaton has a throw on that far side. Rachel Blair just kicks it out of bounds there. Just clearing her lines. Wheaton is the throw. They have the ball on the edge of the box. Another cross in. And it's cleared out by Carthage. Good defending there in the middle. Wheaton will have another throw. Across from deep, and it does go all the way over the line, but there was an offside there, so that would be a Carthage free kick just outside their penalty area, as there was an offside indicated by the assistant referee on the far side. JC Kent lines up that free kick, takes it all the way downfield into the center circle. Libby Snyder is there. She moves the ball off to the right, trying to find Courtney Lee, who's just entered the game. There's Courtney. She drops it back to Arenado, who again tries to find Libby Snyder. She's having a very strong game. Courtney Lee is able to move it up the pitch, but not really too in particular. But like a Biggie and Darby moves it up to Nicole Moody, who's been strong in possession. Arenado tries to cross it, spread it to the far side for Wheaton. The wind kind of held that ball up, I think. And now Wheaton is back in possession in the defensive midfield. Kelsey Dano is putting some pressure on there. But Wheaton has it again up the side. Into an interior channel, back to that outside, and another cross sure to come in. There it is. And they did have someone in front, but fortunately Sarah Liefrig was on the spot to make a nice save. She's had a lot of shots so far this half. Let's see what those statistics are at halftime, but certainly Wheaton has had a lot of balls in the box, if not as many. Not everyone has gone as a shot on goal, I'm sure, but they have had a lot of opportunities inside that Carthage penalty area. Ball bouncing around in there. The slick surface. Ball's launched upfield. Courtney Lee on this near side. Working it with Arenado, who moves it back into the center. Biggie and Davi. Tries to bring it up this right-hand side. Courtney Lee making a run for it. Tomic is there. Nicole Moody is able to redirect it, but only out of bounds with her head, and that'll be a Wheaton free kick on throw in on this near side. It's number 8, Taylor Rudin, getting ready to make the throw, which she does. And Wheaton maintains possession. Otto gets ahead on it, but it does get past her. Here comes Wheaton with a little give and go inside, but there was an offside on the play there. They have been offside several times so far this half, but they have also gotten some good chances down there in the 2 goals, of course. J.C. Kent goes up to Libby Snyder. She's been sort of the outlet for this whole half. She's made some really nice plays. She's got strong defense on her as well. Sarah Leifrig has it now in her own penalty area. Bigger picks it up. And she is fouled. That'll be a Carthage free kick. Kent lines it up as Carthage moves up the field, trying to use these free kick opportunities, try to get the ball out of their own zone for a while, try to get something going on this end in the final third. Dano and Nitty, 2 of the club captains there in the center of the midfield. Courtney Lee, who's just entered the game, makes a nice run across. Morgan Verbutten is open on that far side. She gets the ball, she is onside. Makes a nice cut back there, moves the ball into the middle. But the Wheaton defense is there. Courtney Lee makes a nice play to get the ball back for Carthage. Biggie and Dobby moves it out to the right here. Arenado has some possession. She tries to move it up the right. Nicole Moody's in that right-hand slot at the moment. But Wheaton is able to play it out from the back. Otto gets a piece of that. Move it up to their striker. It's Isabel Oliver. She's had a good game there in the middle. Courtney Lee has it. She tries to move it up the right-hand side, but is beaten to the ball there. Arenado picks it up in the right back position, moves it back to her defender. That's Blaze Butler. She gets it up to Courtney Lee, who heads it up to Libby Snyder, who does some nice moving around there and tries to move it up through Nicole Mitty up to this right-hand side, but it does go out of bounds with Dano chasing. Looks like there'll be a substitution for both sides. For Carthage, it's Kelsey Dano who goes off. And number 2, that's Katie Cochran, the sophomore, who will come on and play in that central midfield role. Wheaton tries to move it through the center of the park. It does come all the way back to their defense. And they move it again up that right-hand side. It's that big advantage they have in midfield. Because they are so strong at the back, they essentially put an extra person in that midfield. They cross it across, but it comes all the way through to this far side. It is kept in bounds there by Wheaton. They do have the ball down in that corner. You can't see it on the camera. They try to move it into the center, but it is knocked out by the Carthage defense. They have it once again down on that side. It looks like maybe an injury down there. Play continues. They have it in front again. It's in front again, and Wheaton scores a third goal. The ball bouncing around, and the Carthage backs, unable to clear, unable to cover it. They keeper has some difficulty down there. And Wheaton has scored a third goal here in the first half. The referee's down there having a conversation with the Carthage keeper. I don't think there was a caution, but there was certainly a discussion down there. I'm not sure what the situation was, but unfortunately, Wheaton has scored a third goal here. So Carthage's early lead has been erased, and now they're down 3-1 to this tough Wheaton squad. Wheaton has had a lot of chances. Carthage has not been able to clear their lines defensively, although now they have something going forward, and it is into the arms of the Wheaton keeper. They find that pivot, move it out to the right-hand side. It's run by the Wheaton player. Carthage clears. It's Biggie and Dobby booting it downfield. There's Katie Cochran giving chase. Wheaton finding lots of connections in that center of midfield. Really strong passers there. And they just keep cycling it out to the wide, especially out to that wide right side, and getting those crosses in. And then the ball bouncing around in the center in the penalty area has not been good for Carthage so far. They have let in three of those goals about in about 15-minute period or so here in the first half. So with scoreless first 15 minutes, and the last 20 minutes or so we've had 4 goals, 3 of them for Wheaton and 1 for Carthage. 1 for Carthage and then 3 unanswered now for Wheaton, coming back and showing their grit and character from that 1-0 deficit. As I mentioned, the first deficit they've had in conference play all season long, so I'm sure that was a bit of a shock to them, but they have responded effectively. Here now Carthage has a little chance. Snyder dinks it over the right-hand side. Courtney Lee was trying to get on the ball though, wasn't able to, but it is out of bounds off the Wheaton player, and Carthage will have the throw on this near side. Arenado. There will be another substitution here. Looks like Libby Snyder, the center forward, is coming out. She's replaced by number 17. That's Abby Harkness, the freshman from Kearney, Missouri, getting a little playing time here late in the first half. There's a foul in the center of the field. Wheaton has been very effective in finding that center pivot and playing off that center pivot. For the entirety of this first half, they've really moved the ball to that one central striker, and then they have 3 or 4 players attacking off of the rebounds there in all areas of the pitch, and Carthage has had a hard time defending against that. Play those wings very wide, and they're reliably there for those midfielders to play in. A nice give and go by Wheaton, and a shot over the Carthage net. So Carthage will have a free kick, goal kick I should say, with just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Carthage down 3-1 after taking an early 1-0 lead. Wheaton has scored 3 goals to answer that first Carthage goal. There have been some glimmers of hope, but certainly Wheaton has proven to be the tough team that they look like on paper. Carthage is so far putting up a good fight. They now have some possession in midfield. It's Nicole Nitty there. She moves it wide. Tomich again, the number 4 at the center of the defense. She's at the center of that defensive 3. She's just pretty much everywhere. She doesn't miss much. It's hard to get anything past her. The one time Carthage did get past her, they got the goal, but she has been on the spot pretty much all night long. Arenado moving up this right-hand side. Courtney Lee is with her. She makes a little pass around the corner. Lee at the byline. But it is cleared by Wheaton. A nice move up the right-hand side there to at least get it into the box. Harkness couldn't get on it in the center. She was covered there. Wheaton has it again in the midfield. Butler, though, steps up. Nitty makes a nice move. Gets it back to Arenado. Tries to get it past the Wheaton player. And Carthage will have to settle for going out of bounds there. Just inside their own half. Taken quickly by Wheaton. Move it wide, but a little bit too far, so that'll be a Carthage throw on this near side. Just about a minute and a half to play here in the first half. Carthage up 3-1. Down 3-1. Arenado will have a second chance here for a throw-in. She throws it up the pitch. Courtney Lee goes centrally to Big Yundabi, who's played the whole first half. There's Rebutton. She tries to edge it past the defender, but isn't able to. 1 minute remaining, first half. So it'll be a goal kick to Carthage here. Be interesting to see if Coach Wilson makes any adjustments at halftime. Nicely through the center. Harkness goes right side. That's Courtney Lee. There's only about 25 seconds left, so they need to hurry. She makes a nice turn there. Brings it back to Arenado. Goes back into the center. They did get a chance there in front, but was blocked by the Wheaton defender. Wheaton will just boot it down the field, and that will end the first half. So started off very promising for Carthage. Carthage did get the initial goal. It was Libby Snyder with her 5th goal of the season to take a 1-0 lead. Unfortunately, though, Wheaton has come back with 3 goals in the second half of the first half, and they lead here at Art Keller Field 3-1. It's halftime. And welcome back for the second half of Carthage Lady Red Soccer taking on the Wheaton Thunder this evening. Carthage finds themselves down 3-1 after the first half. First half statistics are in right now, and Carthage was outshot on the first half 15-2 in shots. So pretty dominant half there by Wheaton. They did have several chances inside the box, and they did convert on 3 of those. We now know that the goals in the first half, 2 of them were scored by midfielder number 20, Jensen Ellis, and the other goal was scored by number 10, forward Molly Thorne. Those were the 3 goals for Wheaton. Libby Snyder was the goal scorer for Carthage. Snyder is the second leading scorer on the Carthage squad, It was her 5th goal of the season. Shots in the first half also, there were just 2 from Carthage, 1 from Morgan Verbette and 1 from Libby Snyder. And again, Wheaton did have 15 shots, led by Molly Thorne, who had 4. Sarah Bakke had 3. Jensen Ellis had 2 goals on 3 shots. Carthage takes the kickoff of the first half. Of the second half here. And they'll try to improve their possession in midfield. That seemed to be where Carthage was having trouble early on in the game. Wheaton takes some possession there early on, but the Carthage defense is able to handle that. J.C. Kent clears it up on the left-hand side here. That's Morgan Verbette. Tried to move it infield, but it is picked up by Wheaton. Wheaton again with that 6 midfielder setup is difficult to beat. They have those 3 strong defenders at the back that allows them to pack that midfield full. It makes it difficult for the Carthage midfielders to get possession, and when they have possession, to maintain it. So that's been the challenge so far for Carthage. Wheaton, again, as you'll recall, are undefeated so far on the season. That goal in the first half was, in fact, the very first goal they've given up in CCIW play so far this year. But then they showed their resilience with 3 goals in response. A foul on the far side. That'll be Arenado, who was fouled taking that free kick. Looks like, in fact, J.C. Kent has moved over to take that free kick. She takes it on the far side. This half, Carthage will be playing with the wind, so hopefully that'll be helpful to them, especially on some of those longer free kicks coming up from the back, as there is a very strong wind coming out of the north, or from right to left as you see it on the screen. There's Malaika Bigir-Ndavi in the middle of the park. She tries to find Morgan Verbette on this left-hand side, but she's unable to connect. Wheaton will have a throw on this near side. Wheaton has possession here on the near side now. Moves it back. That's their All-American defender at the back, Sarah Tomic. The center of their defense. She is really the strength of their team and allows them to play, I think, because of that strong defense, allows them to play this style, this 3-6-1 kind of setup. They've had a lot of possession in the middle of midfield. Carthage had a hard time getting possession of the ball there. Bigir-Ndavi makes a nice play in defensive midfield to pick the ball back up, and she moves it up to that right-hand side. Samantha Sisto moves it on, and Arenado does get there. She has it on that far side. It's knocked out of bounds, and that will be a throw to Carthage down in that far corner. Arenado has the ball way down on that side of the pitch. She tries to get it into Courtney Lee, who has it now at the edge of the box. She moves it back to Otto. Otto kicks it into the center. It bounces around, but the keeper is able to control it and throw it out to this right-hand side. And they're able to successfully move it up the pitch once more. Molly Thorne, number 10. Molly had one of the goals. Nice defense there by Carthage. Combination of Blaze Butler and Arenado on the right-hand side. Isabel Oliver, their center forward, has had a really good game. There she is again with the ball. Carthage gets possession back. B. Snyder with a nice turn there. She does get the ball on that right-hand side to Kelsey Dano had possession briefly, tried for a little 1-2 there, but it didn't come off. Wheaton gains possession again. Courtney Lewis started on the right-hand side. She gets possession back. She centers it in. Snyder is there, but Tomic is also there, and she intercepts and moves it up the pitch, effectively connecting the defense with the offense once again. Here's J.C. Kent trying to find Libby Snyder. They're trying to play that same kind of a game, trying to hit that center forward and play off of that center forward, but so far haven't had as much luck as Wheaton has using that strategy. Wheaton moves in field, finds their player, and it's off the crossbar. Comes out, and Carthage is able to clear, or almost. Wheaton gets the ball back. Just kind of snuck that shot in there and did hit the crossbar one more time. It looked like the defender, or the striker, might have been offside on that far side, but no call. Carthage, again, having some trouble at the back. Giving up too many chances on that end. Difficult to do when you've got such a strong team that you're trying to beat. So the Wheaton keeper kicking it upfield. I'm sorry, that was Sarah Leafrig, the Carthage keeper. My bad. Wheaton now has possession. A lot of that in midfield. Moving it off to this near side. Number 16, Sarah Backey. They try a long shot, and it does go wide. Sarah Leafrig happy to watch that one go over the end line, and she will take the goal kick. Actually, J.C. Kent will take it. Carthage moves itself down the field here, looking for that long goal kick. Does come all the way to midfield. Piggy and Dobby with a nice aggressive play there, but she has a little bit of a loose touch, and it goes back to Wheaton. Wheaton now with possession again, and again on that far side. Bring it back near side. That's Bailey Wolf. She'll have a shot, and it goes over the Carthage net. Carthage not been able to get much going or had much possession of the ball so far here. Been sort of trying these long goal kicks from the back and haven't really been able to get possession of the ball in the midfield, which they definitely need if they're going to move it up and try to get a couple of opportunities to try to get a point or even 3 points out of this game. Coach Wilson was saying that he was hoping for the ability to get a point out of this game, trying to wrap up that 4th spot, trying to wrap up that conference tournament spot. They are currently in 4th. Carthage, of course, plays Augustana on Saturday at 5 o'clock. That will be their final regular season game, their final CCIW regular season game as well. At 4-1-1, they are guaranteed a winning record this year in the CCIW, even if they were to lose tonight and on Saturday. It'd still be 4-3-1 and would still have a winning record. They are in the thick of the standings. Carthage with a little run here. Oh, they get the ball! Almost through there. Luckily, Blaze Butler was in the right place at the right time. Ball got past the keeper, but Carthage was able to recover in time to get that clear. Right now, of course, Wheaton is on top of the CCIW at 6-0. Carthage is at 4-1-1. Illinois Wesleyan is 5-1. North Central 5-3. Augustana 4-3. So really, Augustana is probably the biggest threat to Carthage right now in terms of that fourth spot. And that's who they're playing on Saturday, so that's really going to be a huge game for Carthage. Carthage tries to go long, but it goes easily into the hands of the Wheaton keeper. Augustana at 4-3. Depending on what happens in these last couple of games, they could potentially overtake Carthage for that fourth spot. But Carthage will at least have the destiny in their own hands when they play on Saturday. Carthage was playing for the offside there, didn't get it, and unfortunately that is a goal for Wheaton. Another goal. And that'll be 4-1 now to Wheaton. Some poor defending there from Carthage. The striker from Wheaton. They're trying to play that offside trap, and as soon as they weren't able to be, they didn't get it. It was a sure goal. Very difficult. That was Sarah Backey, number 16 on the goal. She's a sophomore from Minneapolis, played at Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis as a high school player. So Carthage now down 4-1. It's going to be difficult for them to come back. They haven't had really a shot on goal yet the second half. It's been dominated by Wheaton. And they come again threatening in the Carthage end, although Carthage is able to clear only as far as out of bounds, just on the far side, just inside the halfway line. Wheaton spreads it out to this right-hand side. Zyra Solis has come in on this left-hand side. She is the left back. She makes a nice play there to get it clear. Plays Butler to Libby Snyder, who's done her best in the center there, trying to get on those balls and try to feed it across there. Verbetten was making a run, but the keeper was on the spot. Really good ball movement by Wheaton. Like a bigger Ndavi, the defensive stopper for Carthage, tries to go wide right there. And it looks like Coach Wilson is going to bring on several substitutions here, down 4-1. Maybe time to... And another goal for Wheaton as they drop just across the box to the far side of the goal. And the Carthage defense was not there. It was a header and a goal for Wheaton. 5-1. Sarah Backey gets a second goal in the second half, so she's got 2 on the night. Jensen Ellis with 2. Also 2 players on the Wheaton team have 2 goals each now. Molly Thorne had the third goal. So 5-1 now, just 32 minutes still to play here. Carthage will be hoping to limit the damage, try to find some positives they can take into Saturday. It's not over yet, of course, but it's looking like a pretty difficult comeback for this Carthage squad here tonight. Verbetten has the ball on that left-hand side. He tries to play it centrally. The keeper is there on the spot. The Wheaton keeper tonight, I believe that's Lauren Ketchum. Certain I can't see the number, but The Wheaton keeper has been strong this evening. Libby Snyder in the center. Good hustle there by Katie Cochran on the far side. She's chasing after the ball. She's got it down there. But there was an offside call on the play. Maybe not offside. Perhaps it was a foul down there. Must have been a foul. Because it will be a Carthage free kick. So this will be a chance for them. Oh, it was a corner kick. I'm confused by the assistant referee's flag there. Looked like he was indicating for offside, but it was in fact a corner. Into the center. I think that was Blaze Butler that got on the ball there, but was not able to direct it goalwards. In fact, that was number 19. That's Anna Butler, sophomore from Racine, Wisconsin, getting some playing time. Some of the Carthage squad getting some playing time now that they're a little bit further behind. Libby Snyder gets the ball right in front. She tries a left-footed shot, but unfortunately she lost her footing just before she was able to direct that towards the goal. Wheaton keeper kicks it downfield, again against that strong wind, so Carthage is able to intercept it. Is out of bounds. That will be a Wheaton throw. Wheaton in the center now. Moves it out to this right-hand side. Really strong passing. Nice defensive play there. Morgan Verbetten now on this left-hand side. Looks like Coach Wilson has maybe moved J.C. Kent up into a midfield role. She's kind of playing defensive midfielder. Maybe he's looking for her to get involved in the offense a little bit. Oh, a nice shot there. Courtney Lee came through the center and was able to direct a left-footed shot on goal. It was saved by the Wheaton keeper, but she had to direct it out of bounds, so that will be a corner kick to Carthage. J.C. Kent, I believe, has gone down there to take that. Actually, that's Anna Butler. I apologize. Oh, and in front. Oh! Carthage knocks one off the crossbar, but it does go over. So they did get a bouncing ball in front off of that cross, but unfortunately we're not able to capitalize and get the goal. Wheaton will have another free kick. Knock it down the pitch. Courtney Lee has it. She knocks it into the center. Samantha Sisto is playing, I believe, up on that right-hand side, number 9. She's almost in the right place there for that. She's kind of playing just behind the striker, sort of a number 10 role. She and Katie Cochran playing in a more advanced position. Here's Courtney Lee, who's now playing on that right-hand side. She drives to the corner, and she does try the cross. It goes off of Wheaton, so that will be a corner kick for Carthage coming from that far end of the pitch, that far corner. Looks like J.C. Kent's lined up to take that. She knocks it into the center. It doesn't clear that first defender, and it's knocked out by Wheaton. They move it up the pitch. number 20, that's Tally Lappin, who's gotten in the game now. Looks like she's playing right back, I believe is where she normally plays. There's J.C. Kent now playing in that midfield role. Try to get it through, and Tomic again is there. See Anna Butler getting some playing time out there. On the left-hand side, and Blaze Butler is still in on the right-hand side. J.C. Kent has now moved up to play sort of defensive midfield. Comes out on this left-hand side, that's Zaira Solis. Carthage putting in some good hustle. They're down 5-1, but they are still giving a good effort here. Trying desperately to get that second goal to try to get them a little bit closer to Wheaton. Unfortunately, that ball will go over the end line. That will be a goal kick. Another substitution. For Carthage, I think it was maybe Courtney Lee who went off on that far side. And perhaps it was Malika Bigirandavi, I'm not sure. Hard to tell. Oh, Carthage has an opening here. Oh, and a big save from the Wheaton keeper. I think that was Courtney Lee coming through the center there. She had a good opportunity. That was Samantha Sisto, I apologize, coming through there and had a good shot on goal. Unfortunately, the keeper was in the right position and got the save. But Carthage has looked a little stronger here in the last few minutes. Wheaton picks up possession. They are in attack mode once again. Carthage trying to stick with them. It's Tally Lappin on that far side, trying to maintain, trying to control her attacker. And she does so. She picks up the ball. Makes a little run, finds her striker, who then almost gets a return pass. Really strong effort there. It's Anna Butler, number 19 in midfield. She had a nice comes all the way through. Wheaton gets another shot, and it does go high and over the bar. That was J.C. Kent actually in the middle of the park. Anna Butler is playing at the back. 16 and 19. Those are the confusion there. Leaford tries to clear it, but it is intercepted there by Wheaton. Kind of a collision of three players there. Wheaton controls. Goes it into the center. 15, Isabel Oliver, that forward striker, has really done some good work in there. She does keep possession once more. Wheaton is playing with 4 or sometimes almost 5 players in attack. Right now they've got really 5 players across the front. Three at the back, 2 in defensive midfield. Kind of playing a 3-2-2-3, I guess, essentially. But they are bringing a lot of people forward, like this chance where they come forward here. And a shot is taken and is wide of the net, so that will be a goal kick to Carthage. Carthage has stopped the bleeding a little bit here, down 5-1. They gave up a couple of goals early on in this half, but have bounced back a little bit and had a better time of it the last 10 minutes or so. Coach Wilson has made some lineup changes, getting some different players some playing time and trying to find combinations that are going to work against this tough Wheaton squad. Wheaton bombs it in the center again. Carthage is able to clear. Just having a hard time getting possession of the ball. Wheaton is so strong in the midfield and strong at the back. Really strong from front to back. All their players are quite good. Very tough team, a tough test here for Carthage tonight, as it has been for the whole CCIW all season long. Foul there, about halfway between the center line and the penalty area. Wheaton will have a free kick there. They're lining up along the edge of the box. Wheaton player goes for goal, but it drops harmlessly wide. Carthage will have that free kick. Number 19, Anna Butler at the back. Taking that free kick. And went to Case High School in Racine. More possession in midfield for Wheaton. Had a lot of that tonight. Now they're on the attack again, just outside the box. Carthage gets back in numbers. Wheaton somehow makes it through there, gets to the center. Nice defensive play there by number 7, that's Zyra Solis. Now Morgan Verbetten has it in the middle of the field. She's a speedster. She tries to go left, trying to find Abby Harkness, but it is too far and goes out over to Wheaton. Goal kick. Pardon me. Just about 18 minutes to play, just over 18 minutes to play here at Art Keller Field in Kenosha. 5-1 is our score. Wheaton College looking like they're going to remain undefeated in CCIW play and win their 15th game of the season, although Carthage may still yet have something to say about that. Really started off strong. Carthage got the first goal of the game, and then Wheaton has come back with 5 unanswered goals. There's Morgan Verbetten. Nice play. Abby Harkness gets in front of Sarah Tomich, the defender. Tomich recovers, knocks it out of bounds. She is a real rock back there at the back. Sarah Tomich is a junior. She's from Stowe, Ohio. And again, she was an All-American last season. She was all CCIW first team. CCIW Defensive Player of the Year last year, number 4, Sarah Tomich. And a first team All-American. And just a junior, so she still has one more year of eligibility. So Carthage, unfortunately, will have to see her again next season. Coach Pete Felsky, the Wheaton coach, has 12 times won the Coach of the Year honors in the CCIW. has been the CCI Coach of the Year 2 years running. And with his team undefeated again this year, going into the last game of the season, you'd have to think he'd be the favorite again this year. I was talking to Coach Ian Wilson before the game. As he said, Coach Felsky has been doing it forever down there. They have a great program, strong recruiting, consistent results. Wheaton is a very, very tough team to beat. Carthage does get the ball here. JC Kent now playing in midfield, trying to mix it up a little bit. She makes a nice long throw. Morgan Verbetten gets a touch on it down the left-hand side, but couldn't quite get past her defender, and it does roll into the arms of the Wheaton keeper. She looks downfield and takes the kick. It does reach the center circle. Kent is there, moves it back to the far side. Kelsey Dano, it looks like, has come back in for Carthage. She's playing in the center there with Katie Cochran. That'll be Carthage ball. Zaire Solis is getting some time here at left back. And here's another substitution for Carthage, as well as one for Wheaton. Looks like Morgan Verbetten, the leading scorer for Carthage, will get a rest. And I believe that's Madison Zaleski who's come in her place. It is. It's Madison Zaleski, number 26, a sophomore from Naperville, Illinois. So some of the younger players on the Carthage squad are getting a chance here tonight, getting some playing time and building for the future. Carthage just hasn't been able to really get anything going forward. They've definitely had better possession here in the last 10 minutes or so, but they just haven't been able to convert that into too many chances. They've had a couple of chances here in the second half, but they haven't been able to unlock the tough Wheaton defense so far. Wheaton has a little possession, and a shot goes high over the net from just outside the penalty area. Carthage making another substitution. Looks like Abby Harkness is going off. And number 28, that's Sam Sabrario, the sophomore from right here in Kenosha, Tremper High School. She'll get some time there. She's playing sort of a center forward role. She gets a touch on the ball, but it's lost to Wheaton. Good hustle there by Carthage. Wheaton does get the ball back. Wheaton just keeps coming. They keep coming in waves of attack. Carthage had a hard time defending those, although they have seemed to stop the flow of goals. Down 3-1 at the half and giving up 2 goals so far here. In the second half, another shot by Wheaton. That one goes over the head of the Carthage keeper, Sarah Liefrig, but wide of the mark. So Carthage will now have a free kick. a goal kick. With just over 11 minutes left to play here in the second half. The teams are trading possession a little bit here in the midfield. Even with that 5-1 lead, Coach Felski has left Sarah Tomic, his All-American defender, in the game at the center of that defense. Doesn't want to take any chances back there, and she has been dominating, really. JC Kent with a nice little slick move there. Tries to jet it down into the corner. That's Samantha Sisto who's playing on this left-hand side now. There's a foul throw there. Carthage will get a throw in the attacking half. Oh no, it looks like it was some kind of a foul, because it will be a free kick rather than a throw. JC Kent was there to take it. She lost it into the box, but it's headed clear to the far side. Carthage regains possession of it down there. From the corner, it gets all the way to the front of the goal. Bounces around in there. But eventually Wheaton is able to get it clear and up to their striker, who will then play in a teammate. And it does eventually go out of bounds on this near side. Rachel Blair has come back in on this left-hand side at the left back position. And there's a foul throw there. And so it will change possession. Wheaton will have the throw. They're making a substitution. There goes Sarah Tomic. You'd think I'm going to get her off and wrapped up safely for the next game. So with about 8 minutes to play, she goes out, played a very strong game tonight. She is an All-American, of course, and was very strong at the back of that Wheaton defense. See if Carthage can get anything going without her in there, maybe. Rachel Blair goes up this left-hand side with Samantha Sisto. Some of the starters are back in there. Wheaton trying to play upfield. Carthage does get it back. Making a run down that right-hand side. Sam Sabrario down there giving chase. But it's out of bounds. Carthage will have the throw. Tally Lappin, it's the right back over there, will take the throw. There's Sabrario. She makes a nice move there. Puts it into the corner. But a little bit too far. And that will be a goal kick for Wheaton. 6 1/4 left. Here at Art Keller Field, it is 5-1. Wheaton, first place Wheaton, 7th ranked Wheaton, ahead of our Carthage Lady Reds. There's a foul there in the middle of the park. The referee wants to have a talk. I think maybe that's J.C. Kent. As the ref decides in the end not to award a caution. There have been no cautions in this game so far. It's been a clean game. Very few fouls, really, overall. Wide here, there's Sisto. She tries to bring it back in field, but it's intercepted. Blaze Butler played a strong game back there at the back. Been in there all evening. Goes up the right-hand side, trying to find a Carthage player in that corner. But it does go out of bounds for another goal kick for Wheaton. Just over 5 minutes to play now. So if this result holds, that would bring Wheaton to 7-0 on conference play, 15-1-1 overall, an 8-game winning streak. It would drop Carthage to 4-2-1 in conference, 7-7-2 overall. So basically a 500 record, but 4-2-1 in the conference. So still maintaining that winning record, and that was still, depending on the Augustana result, I guess, be in 4th place. Augustana's last game was a few days ago. They played Elmhurst and won, so they only have 1 game left this season against Carthage. So Carthage will maintain their lead. They're 4-2-1, and Augustana's 4-3. But they're going to have to win that game on Saturday in order to maintain their position. Saturday will really be for all the marbles, trying to get into that conference tournament. It's a big game for Carthage. So they'll try to take whatever positives they can find out of this game. Maybe the fact that they have played better here in the second half, only given up 2 goals as opposed to the 3 they gave up in the first half. So they have improved the defensive performance here in the second half from the first half. Not as much going forward perhaps, but they have been strong at the back. Stronger at the back anyway. So it'll be Augustana Carthage on Saturday, essentially for a spot in that conference tournament. One more substitution with just 2.5 minutes to play. Blaze Butler will get a rest. Courtney Lee will get a rest. I thought 3 players came on, but I guess not. Carthage gains control at the back. Try to move it up this left-hand side. A couple of the substitutes have come on. Emma Self, the sophomore, has entered the game and is playing up on this left-hand side. I believe Jamie Fisher, the freshman from Deerfield, has also come on in defense, number 22. She's at the right center back position right now. So a couple players are getting some valuable playing time here to build for the future again. Carthage coach Ian Wilson giving some of his younger players a chance to get on the pitch. Just a minute to go now in the second half. Wheaton's final game of the season will be on Saturday at home against North Park. North Park so far 0-6 on the season. Wheaton, of course, will be 7-0 on the season. So you'd think that, at least on paper, is a fairly easy game for Wheaton, and their chances of another undefeated season in CCIW play are looking pretty strong at this point. Carthage, on the other hand, as I mentioned, will be taking on Augustana on Saturday here at Art Keller Field. That game is at 5 p.m. on Saturday. A very important game for Carthage going into the end of the season, their last game of the season, and they'll be hoping to be able to make the conference tournament. So a disappointing result here at Carthage at Art Keller Field, a 5-1 loss to Wheaton. Of course, Wheaton remains undefeated in the conference, 7-0. Carthage falls to 4-2-1 in conference, 8-6-2, or 7-7-2 overall. Wheaton will be 15-1-1 overall. So a good effort by Carthage. We're ready back here on Saturday, hoping to qualify for the CCIW tournament, hoping to maintain that fourth place position. That's all tonight from Art Keller Field. I'm John Bruning, and this has been Carthage Lady Red Soccer. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, did it go bad?
Yeah, because we were doing two things at once.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes. Nice meeting you. Good.